Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us again for another episode of the Damn Podcast. Joining me again today is Nick
How's it going?
and Justin.
Yo, everyone.
We got a little bit in store for you this time. Not as much as last time. Hopefully, it's a bit shorter episode. So we thought we might as well kick it off with a little bit of miscellaneous news that's been going on in 2021. Do you want to take it off, Nick?
Yeah, there's been all kinds of little odds and ends popping up here and there. This last week, there was the AGDQ speedrun marathon where they raised over $2 million. It's been kind of awkward not gonna lie, these past couple ones, this one and then the one in the summer, because it was all um, just like people virtual. There wasn't like crowds, of course. There wasn't an event at like the hotels. Um, they had some interesting things that came up with this one. There was like a VTuber avatar, was one of the runners. Their picture was like one of those animated like VTubers
So just
basically.
like
That
one of
was
those
kind of funny.
indie VTubers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there were 6 world records for speedrunning games. I forget exactly which ones that were achieved on
I
stream.
do. I remember looking at like which games are played, but I forgot. They just blanked out of my head.
Isn't it
for some
like
reason.
Super Mario World or Super Mario
Super
Bros?
Mario was
Maybe
used all the time. It definitely wasn't
yeah.
that I heard of.
Somebody. Well, I remember that coming in the news recently. That somebody like beat the record, and then they were like
Wow.
identifying the validity of his win.
That maybe
Yeah.
was the Minecraft one. I think that was a bit kind of silly.
Minecraft
uh,
speedrun.
Minecraft speedrun.
I mean, I
Uh,
know those exist.
it goes into like there's drama around it because it was like it seemed like the guy had cheated because he got like just such really good luck in some of the RNG parts of it. But I don't know myself. But there's like astrophysicists that were like looking into the like statistics of it and like this whole oh my gosh that's
Video
a whole
games are
other
serious business.
thing. Exactly. um let's see. Japan culture research. Yeah, I mean there's just all kinds of little things. There was a if anyone knows of Iwata, of course, from Nintendo, who passed away then a couple years back. His book Ask Iwata is going to be coming out in English. It's available for pre-order now. He just has a lot of insight into just like gaming, how different like game design and stuff like that. So that the book itself comes out on Amazon, I think, on April 13th. Definitely check that out if you're into like having books about video games, but video game design and stuff in general.
The Brain Age guy.
Um,
The Brain Age guy,
yes,
y'all.
yeah, yeah,
You
the
can't
guy
pass
that's
it
like,
up.
oh man, I mean he's a legend. Um, then we had some interesting, if anyone's been following over the past couple weeks, then drama with Game Explain, the
Ooh.
YouTube channel. Now these guys, oh man, I'll be honest. I've been following Game Explain, the analysis machine, all that for years. They'll take like a 2 minute like Zelda Breath of the Wild video and they'll turn it into like a half hour analysis. Like, oh, this is what's happening in this frame, and then this one actually takes place before this one because the like light from the candle is blowing in the different direction, and it's like it's something else. But it turns out um, working conditions at this channel and under these guys really haven't been so great. It's the same song and dance we've kind of been hearing then with Cyberpunk and this crunch and overworking and just not really getting paid. The one guy, when Final Fantasy VII remake came out, reportedly he had 2 days to complete the game and was paid peanuts basically, and just all kinds of you would have to look up there's drama
This,
on Twitter and all this stuff.
this is the danger of like this is why I've never really been interested in like making a profession out of my hobbies because
Oh yeah.
it makes me feel like I would unless you are really lucky it just makes me feel like I just hate the hobby if I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, having to put out like especially reviews, like movie reviews, game reviews, you have to like beat the whole game to you know have some sort of opinion on it as opposed to the whole thing. And just with the crunch, like everyone's trying to be the first one then to beat it out. Oh, and hey, Jhamar may actually be able to be joining
New
us here.
challenger.
The challenger has come.
Oh, that would be awesome. But yeah, so it turns out then two, I don't want to say like spin-off channels, but two other sort of websites and things have come out of it then. So there's Good Vibes Gaming then is the new channel that basically has a lot of Derek. I forget the other guys' names. But they went on to found that new channel basically, and they've had some. They basically have like daily podcasts. So it's pretty interesting where they have other famous people in the industry on to talk about stuff. And then yeah, Jhamar, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can.
All right, give me less than a half a second, and my camera should be going on.
Sweet,
In
yeah.
3, 2, 1. Loading.
Hey, man.
Perfect. I think I'm in.
How's it going?
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, I assume packing all those boxes and such is rough.
Yeah, like honestly, half all my computer stuff are all in bags.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
Right.
Well, we don't have time to like dwell on the moving stuff, so sorry, but
That's okay. Yeah, we're kind of just going through the miscellaneous news here that we got here.
Sounds good.
yeah,
And
the
then,
game explained drama. I remember that one I noticed the most. It was like blowing up at how much little they were getting paid, and I was like, Game Explain, I've not heard of these guys in a long time. Why are they? Oh,
it's usually bad stuff if you're ever at the top of Twitter, it seems. Yeah. But yeah, he's had some official. There's like his first Twitter response page was like, "Well, I'm really sorry that you guys feel this way about it. Like these are." It was
yeah.
like it was really.
I mean, to be fair, Twitter does not accept apologies very well.
No.
So you might as well just go the South Park route of saying we're sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's since like gotten better. I think at this point things have mellowed out in the sense that the new employees that are working there at Game Explain, like they have much better contracts, they have much better hours. The new this Good Vibes Gaming channel then as well, they seem to be doing good. They seem to be on good terms, but just like yeah, it was not really such a great situation at the start. Nintendo Life is the other one. Then that was John. The British guy.
Aren't they all British?
Yeah.
I think that one is mostly
Yeah,
in the
it's like a
but Nintendo
UK
Life-
news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What isn't Nintendo Life like
Yeah.
the channel that was made by like former Nintendo Power employees or something?
Oh, it may be. It turns out like a lot of these
know.
guys used to work in the industry or in like tangential industries. Like the one guy worked for IGN for like writing strategy guides, stuff like that. So they each kind of and they've been to all the conventions and talking with people. So they're really interesting.
Yeah.
Group of people in that circle.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of
it's
Nintendo Life
kind of follow.
myself, but I do know a little bit about it.
Yeah. But yeah, just some other stuff that we couldn't really. It's kind of video games, but not directly. So if you guys have heard of Twitch plays Pokemon, there's now Twitter plays Pokemon, and
Oh
it's
god,
I saw that.
way
Yeah.
worse.
Is Twitter going to go? Is Twitter just going to make Red open his menu over and over again for 3 hours before he gets some actual gameplay?
And then he gets banned.
Somehow they've gotten to Cerulean City. They haven't been canceled yet, but or I mean they've beaten Misty. They've actually gotten the badge, but it's really dumb. It's like one guy's status on Twitter, and then like everyone just like comments.
I think it's like his banner,
like
his banner
he
photo or cover
updates
photo.
his like picture or cover photo, like of where they are in the next like second. So it's I guess it's been going on for like a week, and it's like 5 seconds at a time for each input. I don't understand, but quarantine it's doing something to.
I wonder what the
us,
server
right?
load is
To
to just
do
have to
something.
keep uploading that constantly to Twitter.
Keep changing your
and they're
picture
like,
or
man, you
whatever.
really need to stop this.
That would be funny.
It's like next we do Doom
Right,
2016
he gets to, like,
with
the Elite
Twitter.
Four, and then they're like, you violated our terms of service
Yeah.
for overloading our servers.
Yeah.
The only other thing then, I mean, there's all kinds of little things, but the Nintendo World Park, if anyone had been I guess not really probably anyone listening to our podcast because Americans are still indefinitely banned from visiting Japan. But Osaka, so it would be opening in Osaka. A little bit of history. It was originally planned to open it, so it's a Nintendo-based theme park. It have all kinds of cool like an actual Mario Kart going around. You get like these little wristbands that you can collect power ups and stuff. They're like RFIDs, um, from what I hear about. But it was supposed to open
so
like
cool.
before the Olympics, but that didn't really happen last year. And then with COVID and delays and everything else like that too, um, it had been pushed back to February 4th or February 5th of February 4th of this year. But then turns out Osaka itself, the city like area, is in a state of lockdown due to COVID, and I think even like the advanced UK version, or I don't know exactly what they're calling it, COVID 20 or something. Yeah, so they're getting
COVID Redux.
yeah. Oh gosh.
Oh Jesus Christ.
COVID, chain of memories. I don't know.
No, we do not need COVID to go on that long.
2022 is the COVID collection.
It's oh, I want it to be over. But yeah, so it's not it again indefinitely. Last I heard when it's going to be opening, but it's like I remember here in Osaka, I have actually been there. There's a cool like castle that's like has all this history of the area, like the ninjas and everything.
Feudal Japan.
Yeah. I ended up meeting my friend from college there too, who is still there, but she got in with the JET program, so it's like a foreign exchange. But so she's teaching English over there to high school students, I believe, and it's something then too that if you're interested as a career goal to move to Japan and you want to teach ESL, definitely the JET program. I guess when the world opens back up, when we can actually travel there, it's a really cool initiative that the government has that allows people from other countries to. It's like a cultural exchange sort of deal that Japan just was like, we actually maybe need some more people immigrating to the country.
What do you mean we need immigration in our country?
I think there's some pushback, a lot of pushback originally from the program, but now they're trying to more embrace.
I know some people who are planning to move to Japan that ended up not being able to because they were like, no.
It's hard to get a citizenship there. Really hard.
Yeah. It's like near impossible. Like you have to solve COVID to actually
basically,
get
Oh man.
But Jhamar, since you're on board with us now, I forgot to go over what we've hit in 2021 so far, what we've been up to. So why don't we kind of kick it off? Do you want to talk about what you've been doing in 2021 so far, Jhamar?
Yeah, mostly for me, it's been packing up to move. That's been the big one. What else? Finished Danganronpa V3.
Oh, nice.
So actually enjoyed myself. Started 13 Sentinel.
How's that going?
Pretty good. Pretty good until the PS5 died.
Oh yeah, that thing I noticed. I've been hearing about recently. The PS5s are just going.
It's more like
the front USB ports just stopped working. And for me, I need them because I use like third-party like fighting sticks for them. So
that's for the controllers.
I just got my PS5 back from them, or they just replaced it. They're not even repairing them. They're just like send it in, send it back with a new one. So I'll test it out next week.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? CES did happen. I could cover a couple of things that like worth noting. So, CES is the big trade show that happens in Las Vegas. So, like everything with COVID, it got moved online. So, Yep. So, this is actually the first year in like 5 years since I haven't gone. So, but there was a couple of things. Asus announced some new hardware. AMD's been kind of dominated in all spaces, and now
I heard their conference was kind of not the best this time.
It was like a trade show conference, honestly.
Yeah, it
It
felt
was
like
more like patting themselves on the back. It's like,
yeah,
oh, we did so well. They had Lewis Hamilton there, and
yeah.
they're like, you like games? And he's like, I like games.
Hey,
And they're like,
sometimes,
hey,
sometimes you just need to
You guys got
compliment
phones,
yourself.
right?
yeah.
You just need to compliment yourself sometimes. Isn't that right, Justin? You're right,
And
Justin. I
Yeah,
definitely
but that was
agree.
like an
You did.
hour's
Thank
worth.
you.
and Intel just sees that AMD conference and they fire their CEO. Right?
Dude, this is going to be the best for AMD, not AMD, Intel, because a
Yeah, it looks
desperate
good.
Intel is going to be Intel that's going to release good product. It won't be done in 2 years. I'll say probably 3 and 4 once they get down with the new architecture. So there'll be stuff to look out for. A lot of the manufacturers starting to release some new stuff, some new 4K monitors at a reasonable price, and everybody's getting ready for Intel's next generation Rocket Lake.
Yeah.
So they've been
Comet Lake, I
releasing
think, right?
Comet.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a lake.
There's a lot of lakes, yeah.
Yes. So they're releasing the Z 5770 motherboards.
Yeah.
I think that's about it on my end.
How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe watching more of the speedrun marathon than I was working that last week. Don't tell. I'm like working from home then with my job,
Yeah.
but
Just like put
you know,
on the
maybe I
other
just had it on the
screen. Yeah.
background. Yeah. Definitely working on engineering stuff.
I mean, haven't you seen that Adam ruins
Right.
everything episode where he says that most people who work 8 hours don't actually work all those 8 hours?
But
They
yeah,
only spend, like,
I mean, there's I go over to when I was at the office, then I go over to my boss's desk like all the time. I shifted from one team to another recently, and my new boss is like always got like the news or like Facebook or stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I, I'm always you walk by my desk so many times, and I'm always working with the program, and then you're like never anyway. So that was I enjoyed it, but again, it's just kind of weird. They did like a virtual crowds then this year with AGDQ as well, was another one of the weird things. So it's like all these little animated little guys, and you could like type something into Twitch chat or something, and they do like a little emotion, but it's not the same as like the actual crowd. I saw the Trigun movie then too to cap up after watching the Trigun series last month. I really enjoyed it. It's really
Badlands
cool how
Rumble.
they took like a lot of the feel, of like
It's
the
just-
original show from the 90s or whatever, but
It's
like
just like it's
modernized
just
some
more
of it.
Trigun. It's like, yeah, give me more Trigun, please. Just give me more Trigun.
yeah,
That's pretty
more Trigun 10 years later.
even though it's it came out in 2010, and I watched it in 2020 or
Madhouse
2021 now, but
Madhouse did
Yeah,
that
it
one?
was
Right.
Madhouse.
Yeah.
They did both of them.
yes.
Oh yeah, right.
What else did I? Oh, okay. I pretty much saw then the whole thing as well of Moriarty the Patriot, which I'm sad is not. We may get to it later. It's not on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards
Nah,
anywhere.
it kind of got shot.
Yeah.
Not many people actually watched that
Which
one.
is sad. I mean, I feel like it's more of a niche. So I'm a big fan. I saw like the Sherlock BBC show. I think I read some of the books. But if you're a fan of Sherlock Holmes's character stories, any medium with him, you should definitely check out Moriarty.
Yeah, I know that the manga came out in the same magazine as that. I think it was Blue Exorcist. I think it was Blue Exorcist's same magazine.
Interesting.
I know
But
the
yeah,
shonen
definitely,
show.
because it's like from Moriarty's perspective, and it's kind of based around the classism of 19 or 18 whatever London, England, and it turns out it's like the top 1% as well is kind of really taking everything from the poor, the working class, and it's like, oh wait, that's kind of still applicable even 200 years later or whatever. It was like very interesting the way that they frame a lot of the stories, being from his perspective as an orphan basically who rises up into high society kind of by just being smart and like cheating people. It's a good character, it turns out. And I saw the first couple episodes of season 2 of Promised Neverland. I have no idea where it's going now. They're in Demon World, and it's like
right now it's in the training arc.
Yeah, so we'll see. They're having these babbies kill demons. I don't know. And then the rest of my time was just playing Genshin Impact, which may come back to bite me because it may my money to continue playing.
Yeah, careful,
so granted,
how you spend your money on
no,
that,
it's not
because
true.
I've seen some very pathetic whales lately, and
Listen,
we'll
you
put
don't
it
have
that
to
way.
call me out on the damn
No,
call,
not
please.
you. I
Oh,
mean,
no.
not you, man. I'm talking. You just gave yourself away. You just
Oh,
gave
no.
yourself away.
Listen,
No,
man.
no names here, but
You just gave yourself away, man. I was talking about somebody. Yeah, I was talking about other people.
so far, I actually from my free pulls, I got. Oh man, I don't know what her name is, but the sword,
Ganyu?
the lightning sword girl. No, I haven't. got her.
Fido?
She's
Official
Fido?
no, uh, by
Jean.
no. The short lightning sword, short sword girl who can do the zappy
Oh,
dance.
Oh, okay,
Keking.
Ching.
thing.
Keking, yeah. Kaching, whatever.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ching. Yeah.
So with her and a fire type guy, I kind of have beaten the game. No, I just have to actually
Wait,
do
you
the rest of it.
you pulled the
It's really
Luke?
good. No.
Oh, you mean
It's she
Bennett?
can like shoot out the stiletto and then she like can teleport to it.
No, you said the fire guy. Did you pull the Luke too?
Oh no, fire. I only
Oh,
have
Bennett.
the three. I do have Bennett and Amber, and then the chef girl with the
Oh,
Yeah,
Shangling. Yeah.
you got for level 3 of the dungeon
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But with all that, I pretty much I'm doing pretty well in the
I
game. Even though I
will-
don't know the characters' names.
Uh,
So I'm trying to avoid spending money on it. But
I can pick up on that segue. So the
Perfect,
most
yes.
recent banner was painful for me. I don't know if for the people who play Genshin and don't know how the banners work, or if you're just interested in how bullshit this game is. So if like there's kind of like a promoted character on the banner in these type of gacha games, and in Genshin you're not guaranteed the character on that banner. You have a increased likelihood to get it, which is 50% when you pull the 5-star. And I didn't hit the 50% on the first try. This round of banners that dropped a week ago. I pulled the Luke, and
everyone seems to pull the Luke in
I
that banner. I have no idea
yeah,
why.
I've heard that too. And so if you miss the 5-star you were trying to get in the character banner, the chance goes up to 100%. So the next 5-star you pull is guaranteed to be that character. But when like Reddit's done, Reddit and other forums have done like some actual analysis of how much money it takes to get up to being able to get a pity for a 5-star, and it's around $180-$200 roughly. Unless you get it organically through through the currency provided in the game from doing stuff. But getting that within the time frame of the banner, which is like roughly 20 days per banner, is impossible. There's no way to get up to your pity and then get up to the pity again within the span of 22 days. There's no way you'll get that much prima gems. So when I didn't get that character, I was pissed. And credit cards may have came out to get me up to the character again, and I may or may not have gotten her, but that's another story.
I mean, Ganyu is broken. Okay,
she's
the
broke.
Coco Goat. I've seen people just one-shot things with her.
Yeah, they finally added an archer character that you actually want to shoot the bow with, because all the other archer characters are mainly support and you don't really use the bow much in combat. Even Child has a bow, but you don't use it. You just switch to his dual swords.
Doesn't
and
he
spear.
turn into water swords or something?
Yeah, and like why would I use the bow? It just sits there, charges up, and you're like vulnerable the whole time. But Ganyu has 2 levels of charging up the bow, and it turns into a shotgun spray essentially of cryo damage. And it's kind of like foolproof, because you could literally aim the arrow at the ground, it shoots up out of the ground, spreads out, hits all the enemies. So it's like you could be the worst shot in the world and still hit things. But she does a lot of damage. I've been really enjoying her. They're slowly dishing out events. Finally, it's suspected the next banner is going to be Zhao. It's probably Zhao next banner, and people have been looking forward to Zhao since launch, because he's been in closed beta testing forever, and he was supposed to launch with the game, but he was too broken to release. So
yeah, are they gonna nerf him when he finally released?
I think so. I've heard him referenced as the Dynasty Warriors character of the game, because he just is really, really fast, and he just defies a lot of the mechanics in the game. He has like a double jump that flings him into the air, and then he spirals downward and slams into enemies. It looks really fun. But that's enough about Genshin. Some other stuff I've been doing. I got into this new roguelike game with friends as a co-op roguelike called Gunfire Reborn, I think. And you play as like these cats initially. Like the first characters you unlock are cats, and you pick up new guns, and obviously since it's roguelike, the guns are randomized. The talent upgrades you get are randomized. You have these things called occult scrolls you pick up that give you modifiers and keep you going. There's 3 stages so far since it's still in early access, but it's a lot of fun. You can play with up to 4 people, and me and some friends have been playing that. And once you get to level 30, you can unlock the dog character, and level 40 is the like eagle. And they both have different play styles, so it's really unique gameplay changes to switch between them. And you have a talent tree that you build up, and you get better and better at it. But it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what other patches they release for the game. They're supposed to be releasing new characters and stages, but outside of that, Disco Elysian, I've been playing that quite a bit.
Ooh, nice.
It's so funny. It's just so funny.
I'm looking forward to playing that myself.
I didn't realize how funny the game was and how like just kind of not serious it takes itself at all times, basically. Like I thought it was gonna be a standard CRPG, a little bit like Divinity, and then I'm like, oh, this is more of a detective adventure game. That kind of plays like a CRPG, and the real combat is the dialogue. It feels like, because you say something wrong to somebody, they could get pissed, or like they'll have a retort, and their response is so demoralizing to you. You take -1 morale damage, and you might die and quit being a cop. The screen will go black, and it's just like, I'm done being a cop.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you get game over.
Like D&D
Your
rules,
ego just
Yeah.
My feelings have been critically hurt.
Yes.
I won't spoil much.
Mhm.
Well, I won't spoil anything. I'll just tell you how the game starts. You just start with amnesia. You're a detective, but you don't know why, where you are. And then you find your detective partner downstairs. He's like, "All right, we got a murder case to solve," and you're just like, "Who are you? Who am I? I'm a cop. What do you mean?" But it's really cool because the way they do stats in that game is they have 4 main stats. They have like strength, agility, intelligence, and charisma, like usual. And then they break those down into like perks. And each perk you have there, or each skill you have down there, talks to you. You have like fractured personalities that go in like 20 different ways. And when you're in a conversation, all of a sudden maybe your empathy will start talking to you, or all of a sudden like your electrochemistry starts talking to you that you need a cigarette. And you're like, "Hey, that guy's cigarette looks really nice. Why don't you take it from him?"
Your horny starts talking to you. Hey, we should start dating this girl.
That's electrochemistry, is like the party animal skill tree, and I went down it immediately, and it was like, "Man, you should really huff some speed right now." And you're like, "What? I really don't think I should. I'm on the job." And it's like, "Who cares about that? You'll be way more effective." And yeah, it's a really fun game. I definitely recommend it. Unfortunately, it's only single player, but it's still an awesome experience, and I think I'll do a couple playthroughs out of it. But man, I could spend an hour just talking to one person in that game just to get all the dialogue squeezed out. But
yeah, nice.
But outside of that, I watched a show on Netflix the other day called you probably heard of it, just called Alice in Borderland.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
So I've been. I guess I just wasn't in the loop. Everybody's like, "Yeah, we've been there."
Yeah,
But
we've all seen it. It was
Oh, not me, but
it's pretty interesting so far. I need to change it to subbed because the dub is so comically awful.
isn't it also off sync?
Oh,
Because
it's off sync. It doesn't
Yeah.
even match the mouth flaps at all.
because
and,
because
like,
that's what happened with the live action dubs. They don't unlike animation, you can't change the lip sync, or at least not
Yeah.
very easily.
Well, I thought the point was the ADR director is supposed to like rewrite the script to at least seemingly have some English words that would match the mouth flaps and still get the
Yeah.
same interpretation through, I guess. But
Maybe
they
but
didn't
you
try
would've
that
thought they
hard.
wanted to do that.
They didn't try that hard at all, because like the voices did not make sense for the character type. Like the delinquent sounded like not at all like a delinquent character, like the blonde haired guy, and I was like, "What the hell?" He sounded like a businessman or something. He sounded so serious all the time, and I'm like, this just makes no sense.
Delinquency is a business.
It's true, yeah. You gotta take your bullshitting seriously.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Okay.
How about you, Justin?
All right, so I finally finished the main story of Hades. Got my required 10 runs. Beat the game with all the weapons, and yeah,
Nice.
definitely a fun game. But I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Like I know some people have spent hundreds of hours to getting like the best runs. My brother, he spent over 100 hours on it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna move on to another long game because I've got so many to play, like Disco Elysium, for example. So like it was definitely a fun game. I can see why people call this like their game of the year. It's definitely I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite Super Giant game though. I still think I prefer, story wise at least, I still prefer Pyre because Pyre's story was really good, and I haven't played the other two, so we'll see. But yeah,
I like Bastion a lot. I
Yeah,
recommend Bastion.
It's a really good one.
I
And
would
I think
even
you
say
can finish it
Bastion's
pretty
got some of the
fast.
best story out of their
Yeah.
games. Or
we'll
Transistor.
see. We'll see.
Transistor's
I
good
enjoyed
too.
Transistor. It's a little wonky learning how the
Yeah.
mechanics.
Yeah, I've heard that Transistor
It's
can be
fun.
is that either it can be like very vague, and
Yeah.
but I'll get to that. And and now I'm finally putting more time into the new Yakuza game. Jhamar, you played a good chunk of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty much towards the end of it.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
I am still in the part where I'm still where Ichiban is still trying to get jobs. Yeah.
did
So-
you at least get to
I still
The
only have
school?
three. I still only have 3 party members right now. So that should probably tell you how far I am in the game.
Yeah, but did you see the vocational school where you get education?
Oh yeah, that was funny. Yakuza games are so funny. Yeah. I love them. I just got to the part where the baby guy from Yakuza 2 came back, and yes, I just love how that this guy was getting a big speech about being a good parent and being there for his wife by a Yakuza dude in a diaper, and the like I guess the prostitute who was giving milk to him. She was like, "You what?" It's like, yes, it's a touching message, but you do realize who's telling you this, right? People in the sex industry. Yeah, but yeah, I'm still. This game is I haven't been able to free up much time for gaming though, so it's definitely going a little. It's definitely going a little slow. And like the only reason I have hours in that game is because I leave the game on. Like right now, I have the game on right now. Okay, so technically, while I have like 17 hours recorded on my Steam, that's not how long I played. I've actually left it on for a few hours. So that's the thing. So that's the thing with Yakuza. I'm also getting back into the live action dramas, like a bit more regularly. I'm trying to finish Mr. Robot because I haven't touched the show in a little while, but I'm getting back into it.
Only saw season 1 of that one.
Yeah. And I started watching The Expanse because our great organizer just won't stop talking about how great it is. I'm still too early to.
He's tried to sell it on me too. You're not the only one.
I know. He's sold it on a lot of it. I'm still early, so I haven't been like too drawn into it yet. I started watching Euphoria, the HBO show, not the hentai.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God.
And yeah, that show's really. Yeah. That was funny because I saw like RDC World, Mark Phillips. He tweeted about how the latest Euphoria episode was such amazing acting, and then a bunch of people just spammed photos of the hentai at him. It's like you really this show.
Great acting.
Oh God, yeah, but all memes aside, Euphoria is actually really good. It's actually a really good high school drama. I'm really engaged with it so far. Like all these different characters dealing with their really fucked up teenage lives, and this director Sam Levinson, he's apparently pretty prolific. He's got a new Netflix movie coming out soon with the same main actress in it. I'm like, huh. I guess the guy's moving up in the world. Although his movies all have a bit of a mixed reaction, but Euphoria is like his one thing that's actually really good. So we'll see. And also, I've been watching Sweet Home, the webtoon live action adaptation. Starts off a bit like take a little while to grab me, kind of go like, not another zombie uh esque movie. But then I found out no, it's not zombies. It's actually like really weird looking monsters that they transform into that are based on their inner desires. And so it's starting to warm. I'm starting to warm up to it. So yeah, so I'm getting back into that, and yeah, and then there's some like aside from Yakuza, there are some games I'm planning to put to play as well, but no, but I haven't actually done so, so I won't go into that. And yeah, that's without delving into my personal life, because as far as I'm concerned, that's not friendly for this podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much what
That's
I've been
scary when
doing.
it comes to the
What
podcast.
was it? Hentai?
No,
Yeah, well, yeah.
We don't need to.
just
Yeah.
stuff that you could share on Facebook, but I don't because I don't use social media.
Good for you.
That's fair. I'm getting off it myself.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
I mean, aside from when I have to, but okay. So yeah, like I'm not gonna tell you about like for example like my when my parents want to do Zoom calls. I don't want to go into detail about that.
We don't need to.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I've been doing, and
But what's
yeah,
up in
that's
the world of anime?
yeah, I guess it's time to get into the world of anime. I know I know there's the big news, and yes, it's true. Skate the Infinity is worth simping for. Yes, those boys are definitely worth.
We're all gonna learn how to skateboard. So our first like in-person meetup is gonna be us all
Yes.
skateboarding down.
I would be down for that. We need to get waivers, but I would be down for that.
Yes.
Like, because
You
I
have
will
a
probably
penny
break
board?
like a knee or something.
It's like half the size of a regular skateboard, and
What?
I almost know. So it's called a penny board.
What?
Why would you
I
do
gotta
that?
look this
Just
up.
well, if you're bad, just start on a longboard. That's what most people who are
That would
kind
probably
of
be
bad
a lot like
do.
easier, yeah. Because it's like only slightly longer than like my foot. I
There's
mean,
probably gonna be
maybe a
some
little-
like skateboarding critics to be like, look, longboards are just really different, and you can just call me out like that.
Oh no,
Like
no.
it's got like so much more surface area. I don't know.
That would probably be a lot easier, yeah. But yeah, I don't really recommend trying to learn on a penny board. It's
Yes.
it's like
Yes,
plastic and it's-
Skate the Infinity has awakened a skateboard fetish in quite a few of us, hasn't it? Yeah, because yeah, literally the other media channel that like there could not be enough skateboarding talk in there.
That reminds me of when I watched Suritama that one year it came out, and I was like, you know, fishing looks pretty freaking awesome. I'm gonna go fish. And I'm like, and I was reminded, I'm like, this is boring as hell.
Yeah.
So we got Eurocamp season 2, so it's time to go
Yeah,
go camping again.
lots of season 2s for all you guys for everyone to enjoy. I'm sure a lot of people are watching. I mean, everyone's watching the. Well, not everyone, but most people are watching and really enjoying the new Attack on Titan. Then there's like the Promised Neverland, and let's see what. Well, I think Doctor Stone has aired, hasn't it?
Oh,
Season 2?
Yeah,
no,
like
Didn't it just start?
yeah,
maybe.
it did, but I'm like, did it the first episode air yet? I can't remember because I know the season's
What's the
short. It's only
January
like it's only 11 episodes long, um, so I don't, but I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't know if it actually aired yet or not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't prepare for that question.
Well, it doesn't really matter because I haven't seen it.
It says it
so-
should have been on the 14th. but-
14th, so it should have been last
Yeah,
Thursday.
okay. Okay. Well, I haven't heard anything about it. Like most
sure
thing I've heard about is like people liking the Spider Isekai show.
I want to check that out. I forgot about that.
Right. Yeah, and obviously I have heard of Horimiya, but
Oh yeah, there's Mia.
yep. Not too early to say if the anime is a good adaptation because we all know like the previous anime adaptation, like those OVAs or something.
Yeah,
weren't
they just
really-
bundle with a manga volume. It's like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, that one wasn't great. But there's all those shows. It's a little too early to really talk about the season, but I know that people are really enjoying this season compared to like previous ones. The sequels are kind of like supporting the season, to be fair, but I know that some people are really enjoying the new shows, like the new big isekai with the guy who died and then got reborn as a magical genius. and stuff like that.
In like medieval times or
Yeah,
cottage core.
because it won't be an isekai without a fantasy, will it?
Oh,
Yeah, we always gotta go with that setting.
I thought it was almost kind of awkward. So his magical teacher is like some younger girl, and he's still like in his 30s or 40s, and he's like, yeah, I got some.
I don't
cute,
think that doesn't really
I don't know,
matter.
maybe
Okay,
that just
And
struck me as a little
little
awkward,
girls
but
who are 500 years old have been falling in love with male teenagers for years at this point.
it's
It's
true.
like,
Colin Yasha.
but
he's
yeah,
in the body of like a 5-year-old or something, and but he has the knowledge.
he'll grow old, and then it will stop mattering. Like, let's be honest, anime ages don't matter at this point. Okay, they don't, because they're drawings. Nobody cares.
Oh,
like,
I mean, technically, but
it
would be interesting to see where that one goes. He gets like he's really good at water magic, and he can like explode the whole house or something. But,
yeah. I do know a little bit about like what happens later, but obviously I'm not going to say it because, one, that's spoiler territory, and two, there's no guarantee that the anime will actually go that direction, because anime have fucked up source material before. All right, so like moving on from like the shows, the new Gintama movie got released in Japan, and it finally broke Demon Slayer's winning streak, because that thing was like the top of the Japanese box offices for so long. And but leave it to Gintama, the one of the original Shonen Jump gods, to go like, okay, Demon Slayer, you had your 2-month period or whatever in the sun, but now Gintoki and his crew are going to slam you back to reality. You're number 2 and I'm number 1. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure Gintama fans are happy that that Gintama will finally get like the conclusion of the manga or something, even though it won't be for a while before they can actually legally see it, or illegally see it, for the record, unless you can fly to Japan, which you can't. So yeah, sucks to be. Oh yeah, speaking of one thing, I just realized one thing I forgot to talk about with the new season. You guys heard of? I'm sure some of you probably have heard of this. You know about X-Arm, right? That new Crunchyroll original show that whose trailer got mangled when they saw that the animation was such dog shit. It made Ruby's first season look like Pixar's Soul.
Oh man.
Actually, no. Worse. It made Berserk 2016 and Berserk 2017 look like the first Toy Story, not the later Toy Stories.
Does look worse than Ruby. Yeah, I'm watching it here.
Yeah, X-Arm is currently the worst rated anime on MAO. 2.62.
Oh, wow.
That is so low. And for reasons why, because I don't want to put too much attention to X-Arm, and anime people are going to forget really quickly. One is that it was a bad adaptation of the manga, because if you look at the promotional art, the promotional poster for this anime, you'll see that's actually really good art. But none of the art's used in the anime. And second, let's put it this way. It's CG animation, but for some reason, some of the characters are animated in a 2D style. So you have 2D anime characters talking to 3D anime characters. And it's like, what the hell?
It's almost like Reboot.
Yeah.
Season 1.
I guess. I haven't actually seen Reboot. I just know about its animation. And of course, the CG animation is dog shit. The action looks like shit. Like, maybe the story and the voice acting, from what I've heard, is not too bad, but yeah, the animation is just so bad, and it is now the number 1 worst rated anime on MAO. Congratulations, Crunchyroll, hiring a guy who has only directed live action stuff. Because I know they produced the show. It was a Japanese company who like actually made it and directed and stuff like that. But they hired a live action director and a team who's never done anime before to work on this. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's fail. Yeah.
So the trailer has 3.8 upvote or likes and 33,000 dislikes.
I mean, yeah, it would probably be higher if people actually cared about the show, but they don't. So
I don't know if I've ever seen a like to dislike.
Yeah, and so I know. Yeah, but then again, hopefully your next original is better. All right, so moving on from that, some of you are probably aware of the Shueisha a situation where they just copyright struck a bunch of Twitter profiles and fan art on Twitter for out of all of a sudden people's Twitter people had like Dragon Ball Z profiles pictures, and then they were getting copyright struck for them. Yeah,
There's so many anime profile pictures that really can't seem to go well.
I know. Apparently it was a bot that went out of control, and Shueisha denied that the bot came from them. It was somebody else who was using their name. Obviously, I have seen no follow up to this or no confirmation, so I can't tell. But yeah, just because of the show, maybe next. Yeah, there's some real stupidity out in the world, and I know Shueisha is capable of stupidity. They've done some stupid stuff before, but yeah, that copyright, that drama. I was like, I didn't even know you could get copyright struck for having having an anime profile picture. That's a thing.
Yeah, I guess it's like fair use rights. It doesn't fall into it. I'm assuming that's what they were trying to get. But
yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, I mean, like the music stuff, I go like, okay, that the music stuff is, I mean, yes, I know that can, but you can literally Google image Goku, okay? Yeah, imagine though if the Google image got copyright struck for that. That would be a disaster.
Google, I mean, like, if they're using their Twitter to make money somehow, that's the only way with like an anime character and like not like a fan art of an anime. But even then, that's still that's really dumb.
That's really like reaching.
Yeah. Well,
it's a worthwhile goal.
Huh?
Worthwhile goal to remove all the anime profile pics from Twitter.
Yeah, I know some people will say that.
From the weebs.
Take the power away. Yeah. And then, of course, there is the not at all at this point. We kind of expect this, but the new Evangelion film has once again been delayed because of COVID.
I couldn't believe it, but then sure enough,
I apparently it's finished. So yeah, and apparently Hikaru Utada's new album was also delayed as well.
Yeah, it just has like Evangelion music and some stuff.
I know she's sung like the main theme for the Evangelion movies. So it's like, yeah, well, at this point, I don't know if a lot of if anyone but the hardcore Evangelion fan base really care at this point, to be honest, because
it's been so long. It's just been so long.
I know, that's the thing. It's just been so long at this point, and like, it's just like, well, whatever. The movie would literally have to like launch you into literally rocket you into space to live up to like the promises at this point. Like, I don't think it's going to be like, what happened with like Cyberpunk or anything.
I was just thinking, is this the Cyberpunk 2077 of anime movies?
Because I don't know if well, it doesn't look like people care that as much about the new Evangelion movie as they did about Cyberpunk. So it's definitely, I don't think it's going to be that situation. But will it live? But yeah, it is. At this point,
do you know like the date, the new tentative date? Did they release one? It's just whenever.
It's just whenever he feels like. Like maybe it's one of these. It has to be released in theaters to just get the full experience of the Angel.
I mean, maybe they saw how much money Demon Slayer was making, and it was like, we want that.
Yeah.
They didn't want to compete with. They want to compete with Demon Slayer box office, so they kept delaying it.
Yeah,
that's a smart move, honestly.
And of course, that was Gintama as well.
It's and they're like, damn, we can't have released.
Yeah, I know, because Shonen Jump is like the big thing. It's like bigger than ever these days,
Yeah.
It's like it rules. And speaking of ruling the days, have you guys seen the Anime Award nominees?
Why, yes, I have, Justin.
So we were looking at some of those beforehand.
Yeah, we won't go too much into them because literally that could be its own. That could literally be its own podcast episode. I've seen videos that went like an hour long talking about those nominees, and to be fair, I don't think those videos were good, but that's a different subject entirely. And basically the thing about the Anime Award. Okay, so first of all, as a lot of people have noticed, Jujutsu Kaisen, Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, and Great Pretender have 10 nominations. they're the big three of this anime award show, and it makes sense. One is the big popular Shonen Jump, Jujutsu Kaisen, which people are memeing to be like this is going to be the new Demon Slayer awards. This is going to be the new MHA awards. That this is going to be the Jujutsu, which is funny because they seem to conveniently ignore that Eizouken and Great Pretender have just as many nominations, and yet I don't see people saying there's going to be the Great Pretender awards, which just goes to show that people just like don't care about things that they don't know, really. Like that it's another reason why why I've just like the anime awards at this point. I don't see why anyone should care. Like, first of all, now that everyone's social distancing, the award show is not going to be it's not going to be visually appealing, and it was never visually appealing to begin with. Second of all, it's like it's just so whatever. Like, I think the latest Game Awards just drain people's energy, and like this anime awards, like the only people who were commenting on the anime awards were people who were like saying this thing is rigged. And like the majority of the people who support it didn't even bother commenting on it, and also the people who were the number of people who hated the anime award nominations was not a high number. It was like just a couple thousand. It was like I think people just stopped caring. Yeah, people just don't want to give that thing any more attention because the anime awards have never been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just looked at the list. Rent a Girlfriend got nominated a couple of times.
Rent a Girlfriend's a well-liked anime.
It's there for best couple as well.
But it only got 2 nominations.
Oh my God.
Some people
there.
Yeah, people complained it deserved more. I obviously don't agree, but to be fair, I do think the best. I don't mind the best girl nomination makes sense because everyone simps Chizuru, so it's like yeah, fine. The best couple one was like, what? Did you see that show? They had no chemistry, like at all. Like I mean, to be fair, I think the best couple category is just something that needs to die because there are so few actual anime couples with chemistry to begin with. Like the only one I like the entire left half with that consists of NASA and his waifu and Haru and Legoshi and what was the third one that's under Haru and Legoshi in that thing? Oh yeah, Katarina and Maria, which is more of a meme choice, really. But yeah, all three of those, I get it. They actually do interact. They do actually have chemistry. That one's one of them actually got married in the first episode. Yeah, so that's fine. The entire second half, though, for like, why is Kaguya and Shirogane nominated again? They're the winners from last year, and they get nominated again. Really?
They're gonna take all the gold.
I know. Yeah. It's like I would rather have seen another Rent a Girlfriend ship than have seen Kaguya on there again. Like it because like that I go like they should just be disqualified because they won last year. That you don't get to go for an encore, man. And and I know that the cutoff for the nominations was like the end of November. That's why some of the Jujutsu Kaisen fights, especially like with Mahito, I think his name was the recent villain, none of his fight scenes could make it.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, so I understand why he's not there, but really though, there had to have been. I think Gojo's fight against like when he revealed his eyes. That was a better fight scene than Gojo versus Sukuna, but yeah, and as a lot of people, and the main reason why I don't care about the anime awards is because it favors recency bias, and the nominations are kind of, and the problem is how the nominations have to be nominated super fast, like before some shows even end. So it's a popularity contest, and like they don't have time to like judge all the shows before they can get the nominations. Like Akudama Drive was not finished before it got one nomination. So
I mean, that's kind of like award shows in a nutshell.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yakuza Like a Dragon and Miles Morales were also a victim of that, I believe, because they came out super late. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I really feel like these award shows need to like take like a month or two like later. I know they're trying to cash in on hype, but I really feel like they could just delay them a bit and just like so that we can get a fair like judging of all the nominees. And of course, there's the big problem that a lot of people who vote for these do not watch all the anime. So like no one like, and if they haven't seen the anime, they're just going to ignore it, and they'll just vote for something that they watch, even though they don't necessarily agree that was the best choice. Like I've seen that happen so much in the past. Like so many people will vote for Jujutsu Kaisen because that's the only one they actually watched. They didn't watch Great Pretender or Dorohedoro, and so they watched like the shows that were trending, like Rent a Girlfriend and let's see what was another Kaguya, obviously, and all that. They're and God of High School, even though people didn't like God of High School at the end, but to be fair, God of High School did get nominated in what I thought were the awards it deserved, which were fight scenes. Although 2 fight scenes was just a little much because that's just going to split the God of High School vote. And I think it got nominated, for soundtrack as well. It's like that soundtrack was like that's the one thing Tower of God should win because it's Kevin Penkin, the Made in Abyss OST guy, and I remember the soundtrack in Tower of God also being awesome. So it's like, yeah, and and that's the thing. That's why I just like I don't care about this awards show anymore. Like I don't like I can't even summon up any energy that Interspecies Reviewers got nominated for nothing. That ID Invaded got no recognition. That what's another thing that another prolific thing, that the
Moriarty the
Wandering Witch.
Patriot isn't on there.
Yeah. Well, that
I mean, it's more niche.
I know why. It's because the judges didn't watch those. It's the same thing for like the Snafu thing that Snafu, whose finale literally trended on Twitter. It's because the judges didn't watch them, and only like the main fan base did. And I've seen like other anime award, like people are going like, well, we're just gonna go to any trends anime awards, or top anime weekly anime awards, or our anime awards. But I look at those and I'm like, these are all popularity contests, though. These awards suck. It's just you're just gonna vote for who's the most popular. Like that's the only reason Rent a Girlfriend scored high in like any trends, even when it put out a shit episode. It's because the majority of people watch Rent a Girlfriend, so they would vote for it. They don't watch anything else.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just kind of how it is. If
It's
any,
necessarily quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
all those factors just made me go, I don't care anymore. Like I don't care if Jujutsu Kaisen sweeps the awards or not, although except for when it gets memed. I did notice though that after My Hero Academia swept two years in a row, people were hesitant to nominate it, and even then they nominate Overhaul again. Like really? And I know people are hesitant to vote for it now. So it's like, yeah, I don't maybe My Hero would win maybe My Hero could win like the best fight scenes if that was trending and was big thing, but I don't see it winning
the
anything
most
else.
won awards award.
like Yuri on Ice was the big one. Was the first year, which
first year.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, everyone knows that. And
Yeah.
then My Hero swept the next 2 awards. Even in awards, it did not. That was like, why did All for One win best antagonist? He had no character. Or was it One for All? I forget. And then in the latest one, that one actually did have balance. Like people were going to people were afraid it was going to be the Demon Slayer awards, but Demon Slayer did win end of the year, it didn't win much else.
Yeah.
So there was some effect. So who knows? But I personally don't care at this point. Like I'm not going to vote for. And also the voting's kind of weird, by the way. You are allowed to vote. You're allowed to vote each day. You vote, and then the voting gets reset the next day, so you can vote multiple times.
Yeah, I'm voting right now.
Like a bad idea, but
I'm like,
so you
what?
just vote every day, and you get more for the people compared to like that only vote one time. I don't think that's very representative. But like online polls and stuff in general are just if there's a will, there's a way. People are going to try to hack it or
we may dedicate like an entire episode when the actual anime awards gets released or something like that. Maybe, who knows? It depends. Because, like I said, I mean, there's definitely a lot to talk about, but the main point is like, why do you care about the anime awards at this point? No, why? It's
True.
it's a pop. It's
Yeah,
just,
do
there's
the
too many
creators
factors.
even get anything? Do they even like? Is there any cash prizes or just?
No.
I think it's
just-
more as the pristine
Yeah,
of
but the
anime
problem is,
of the year, blah blah blah. Rent a girlfriend, watch it,
Yeah,
buy merchandise.
basically.
the problem is everyone has already
publicity.
watched those at this point. Is the main problem. That's the problem with all award shows, really.
Yeah.
I think only like Parasite got a bit of a bump when it became movie of the year.
It got quite a bit of a bump, yeah.
Yeah. But so there are exceptions, but I don't see that exception happening with the anime awards.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see in the aftermath of it all. Maybe we'll talk about it next episode in that case.
Okay. All right. So and that's all the anime stuff I've got. Let's get on to the gaming news, guys.
Jhamar, you want to take it off?
Yeah, I'll kick it off with Sonic's 30th anniversary, and they had a big announcement last Tuesday. And I was waiting for it. I'm like, all right, cool, they're gonna make a bad Sonic game. That's
Nah,
fine.
a bad Sonic game. No.
No,
Sega? No.
No.
But Sonic Team.
But hey, to me, it was good. Everybody else was angry. Sonic's in Puyo Puyo Pop Tetris 2.
They can't fuck that up.
Yeah.
If they fuck
That's
up
like
Puyo
having
Puyo,
Sonic
it's like
as,
Jesus.
Like a
How do you
spirit
fuck
and
up
like
Puyo?
Smash
Well, they
Bros.
fucked up Cooking Mama. Don't forget. Which,
Yeah.
okay, to be fair though, I know that was not made by the original team who made Cooking Mama. That was like somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that the one that was mining bitcoins on your Wii or something?
Yeah. So.
What? I never heard about that. That's crazy.
God, what was that, like last February?
Not be true, but
Yeah.
it was taken off the Nintendo eShop because it
Yeah,
was like
it was.
competing
Yeah.
your Switch or
Yeah,
something.
I remember when Donkey made an episode video about the Cooking Mama controversy. I was like, what Cooking Mama controversy?
It's really
So,
Yeah.
good time. Good job, Sega. Quick piece. One thing I want to cover in PC, and Kory can probably follow after. If you didn't get your GPUs last year, they're going up in price from 15 to 35%. So this is hitting all the like high tier graphics cards. So your NVIDIA RTX 3080s and up. And,
I thought that was the opposite.
No.
Because I heard third party cards like the RX 6800s from not the reference mods, not the reference, but the AIBs. I thought they were gonna be initially really high, and then once there was supply, they would go down to like 850-ish range.
No, so on the supply thing, both companies at CES said don't expect supply to balance out to almost end of the quarter of this year.
Wow.
So we're still going to be in restraints, and what's available is because of the China tariffs. A lot of AIBs are taking a big hit, so they have to kind of bring up the prices to get the cards over here.
Yeah, there's so many miners. There's so many miners. There's so many scalpers. It's like you just can't. It's an awful time to make a PC right now.
Yeah. So because Bitcoin prices, like right now, as of today, it's an all-time high.
Is it 40K?
People are getting back into mining. So
yeah, it was like around 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. While we're on PC gaming though, the Steam reported a lot more earnings. I think it was around 28-29% Steam game sales increase. And on top of that, the VR sales, which I thought was the most interesting, the VR sales went up 71%. And, for years I was thinking, VR really wasn't taking off the way I thought it would. But it looks like with the release of the Index and the release of the Quest 2, it's finally it's finally surging or resurging, so to speak.
I honestly thought VR was going to die with
me too.
2016 when it was coming out, because I got the HTC Vive vanilla back then, and it wasn't that much support, but they're still pushing it, so good.
I think now that now that the resolutions got better, they've gotten the frame rates locked to like a steady 90-ish. I think it's like 90 or 80 is like the good area for them. But and with the Quest 2 being so affordable and portable, um, you're going to see a lot of revenue increase overall. The surprising thing for me, I guess, is it being Steam revenue increase. So I guess a lot of people, regardless of the Oculus being this so popular this year, are still buying from the Steam store with the Oculus link, um, and just linking up to Steam to do it that way rather than getting it on the Oculus store. That's interesting. But
Yeah.
that and I'm sure the release of Half-Life Alyx accounted for a lot of those sales. But
That's what I
we're
was
waiting.
wondering. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the only way to play the next
Yeah.
chapter technically in like the Half-Life
Yeah.
series. But
Yeah.
Yep.
is it really worth it? I don't know.
I guess I'm just gonna pull one of your stories because I actually brought it yesterday. Scott Pilgrim versus the World physical release by Limited Run.
Yes.
I brought the KO version, which is the
Oh, is that
whole
the big one?
stage. That's
Man,
the
I
big
remember
one.
I remember playing that game a lot back when
It's
the
so
movie
much,
first came
yeah.
out. It was fun it was fun. It was a fun beat 'em up.
It's with
Yeah,
like
I mean, it was a River City Ransom clone,
Yeah.
but it was still fun.
Yeah.
But it's finally going to get a release because apparently they weren't the studio and Universal wasn't talking. Yeah, you can release it. There's no problem. So I'm
Limited
super glad.
Run Limited
Yeah.
Run does really good work with indie releases. They pick up a lot of indie games and just distribute a physical release for it. I've seen them do it with like what was that one game? They did Ori and the Blind Forest. They did well, no, they didn't do Ori. That was I think that was a Microsoft
That was
distribution.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
So they did physical of that, but they did like
But
Shenmue.
they did and Shantae. They've done Shantae, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did do Shantae. I remember
And
now.
yeah, they're actually doing like a what's the first Shantae game? Well, not the first one. I think they're doing like a big Risky's Revenge bundle or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah,
But-
they sell a lot of Shantae. Yeah, it's a cool little site if you're a person like me who wants to like collect physical copies, and a lot of the cover arts for the indies and a lot of the additional materials they throw with it are really nice too. But yeah. How about that? How about that new Switch Pro? Potentially, maybe. Didn't hear
That
it
was
from
something
us.
I heard about. This
Yeah.
guy,
I'm just.
Cycres or someone else, that does a lot of like Pokemon data mining,
Mhm.
basically. So they found in the code for one of the like Switch firmware updates. I mean, it's in Japanese, so they had to like translate it. But there's like references to a new Switch Pro, basically that
Yeah.
was in like the data mine from the Switch's firmware. So the code name was Aula, which I think that said meant something in Portuguese or something. I
I don't
really
know.
don't remember.
Yeah.
It's probably just a temporary name, like
I think the funny thing is I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this exact chip they were gonna use. I knew they were gonna use this chip because I saw the
yeah.
Nvidia Shield TVs, and I'm like, that's perfect. That's just an upgraded Tegra chip that's on the Switch now.
Yeah.
If they just put that SoC on the
Kind of
on a new Switch, then they can do 4K 60 frames per second docked.
Yeah.
And that looks to be the case. So I think this is pretty likely to happen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if not winter of this year, it's definitely going to be like Q2 next year, I think. But I think they're going to try for winter because pretty much all the console developers, they want to get that Christmas time slot and scoop up all the money. And if they can't, they go for the summer time slot. So it's either Q4 or Q2 2022. But I think it's pretty close because I mean the Switch has been out for almost 4 years now. 4 years.
Yeah.
2017. Yeah.
So yeah, and all they've really done is that kind of souped up model with a little bit better CPU on it and better battery life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not a reason to buy a whole new console.
Yeah,
But
very
for
much.
this would definitely be my Switch too.
Mhm.
This would be the
Same
second
here.
one.
Yeah, very good
I would
points.
probably wait for a limited edition release though, because I always get pissed when you buy the base one, and it's just a solid black, and then they come out with a limited edition Pikachu stamped one or a
So
Metroid
there
one
is
or
other super random news. There's a Mario Red and Blue one
yeah,
for the
there is.
35th
Yeah, I saw that.
anniversary, like right at the end potentially of the Switch's, if the
Yeah.
Switch Pro is coming out. But if that's
It's
also
not it's
if
not at
someone
all
is really
fishy.
into
Not at all fishy.
collector's edition, but yeah, it's kind of, and the colors too. It's like
Not
I
like
heard
they
someone refer to it as like Tonka toy, like red colors.
Lego
It's
colors, yeah.
but it's whatever. Yeah, Mario's in plastic colors.
What'll be interesting is if
Yeah.
what this new Tegra um this new Tegra chip can do undocked. I would say like I would hope they at least aim for 1080 60 FPS undocked at least.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And if they can do 2K 30, that's fine.
And
But
honestly, I think
1080p is fine.
yeah, and I think two things we should probably think about is NVIDIA's upscaling technology, DLSS, which basically allows you to play games at a higher resolution, is
Yeah.
just render at a lower resolution.
Yeah,
That's
it's
going to
fine.
be probably one of the biggest keys for this because one is going to cut down the battery,
Mm-hmm.
and two, it's going to help actually get the Switch into 4K. It might not be native, but it's still good.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real perfect 4K right now anyways with like the current gen of graphics we have, and DLSS is just sort of a post processing of all your graphics that are rendered. I'm not, an expert on how DLSS works, of course, but I think for a Nintendo console, it's the perfect thing to have because I mean, just AI rendered. I mean, we've seen some iffy stuff, but it's not like Nintendo stuff's very demanding on a GPU anyway. And Nvidia is going to pull out all the stops. I doubt we'll even get the same X1 Plus, the same Tegra that's in the Shield. It's probably going to be an even more souped up one just for the Switch because this is the only horse Nvidia's got in the race for consoles. And Nvidia only develops for the Switch. AMD GPUs are in the PS5 and the Xbox. So
yeah, nobody wants to pay that Nvidia tax.
yeah, I guess I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm really looking forward to a Switch Pro. Now we can finally play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at the frame rate it was intended.
Yes.
Play Age of Calamity without like glitching and like having frame rate drops every battle. Oh,
Chronicles
gosh.
2 was such a weird release because it actually ran better undocked than it did docked.
So weird.
It had bad frame stutter docked, and like the resolution actually got worse docked, which made no sense. But
Yeah, that's definitely not what happened with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It did look worse undocked.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think I tried it undocked.
So maybe this also means we're gonna get a Ring Fit Pro. And it's just gonna be even more. It's gonna be like the weight training workouts or something.
Oh,
It's gonna be like a 20-pound Ring Fit.
Yes.
But
I may have mentioned this last episode, but yeah, basically I've pretty much picked up that like whenever a new Zelda game comes out, that also means that there's like a new Nintendo console. So I'm pretty confident whenever Breath of the Wild 2
they do it.
comes
They
out,
do it every
that's
generation.
pretty much when the Switch Pro or
they've
whatever
always
Switch shows up.
they've almost always kicked off a almost every generation they've kicked off with a Zelda. The only one wasn't Wii U.
Mario comes out too. Then
because I think Mario was 64.
They didn't
But I feel
do
like
it.
it was like one or the two.
And GameCube it was Luigi's Mansion.
And that's why the Wii U didn't sell, is because they didn't launch with Zelda. They just had Mario 3D World, and 3D World was kind of a good platformer, but it's not a console seller.
And also 3D World came out like a year later, I think. Like
I thought it came out with launch.
No, it was like Super Mario Brothers U.
Oh, okay, that's right.
We don't want to talk about that one.
Yeah,
it's okay. They were really kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel with that. Super Mario Brothers U Luigi edition, and it's like
and they even did like
Luigi, okay?
And they even did the same Twilight Princess situation where they released it on the previous gen and on the new gen. Poor people
Yeah,
who
so
got it on the Wii U. Ooh,
Breath of the Wild 2 will be like on Switch, but then also if you want it with
yeah.
good graphics, or I mean better graphics, it'll be on
Mhm.
Switch 2, whatever they call it.
Um,
Switch U.
It's gonna be. I think this is gonna be a big year for Zelda. I hope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, hopefully.
This is the anniversary year, right? This
think
is
Yeah,
so.
35?
35-year anniversary.
I want to say it's like the same as whatever Metroid is because they both came out the same year, but they nothing ever happens
30,
for Metroid
35th.
anniversaries.
Yeah,
Like
35th.
yeah, but Metroid like always gets like Prime 4 is still in development.
But
You know,
we've
eventually.
seen the leaks. We know Skyward Sword exists. We've seen.
Yeah.
It was
Potentially.
leaked just like every other Nintendo game as a store listing that was immediately taken off. That's how
I
we
think
get
I
all of our
remember
Nintendo
that.
announcements when there's no
Yeah.
direct. Is somebody accidentally listed on Target or something?
Right. Oh,
Little
speaking
Target.
of, there was also one about we were talking about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl
Yeah,
rumors. There's even more of those. There was a
I think
website
that's likely. I think
that
that's
was like
pretty likely.
Pokemon.diamondpearl.com or something. That was if you go there, it's a 403
It's a
error, and
reserved domain.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like a couple hours later, it was taken down again. So
Mm.
that's some theories that some intern put it up a little too early. But
Yeah, or just somebody's just
Pokemon
fucking
Day
with the internet.
is pretty much. Pokemon Day is coming up in February 17th, or no, it's like 20.
Oh yeah, there'll be a direct for that, a mini direct or
So
something.
we're hoping, yeah. Um, while we're on the topic, then the new Pokemon Snap, there's a trailer that looks pretty good. Pokemon Snap wasn't a game that I like grew up with, I guess, when it
What?
came out on the
What?
Nintendo
You didn't go to
64.
like
What
the
the
local
hell?
Blockbuster and
There
play
was
it for like
nice,
a minute?
nice
I
photos,
feel so
man.
bad.
Oh
I
my
remember that.
And now
I remember
god.
that
we don't
game.
even have Blockbuster anymore, so it's like we can't really recreate the magic. But potentially, from what I've seen of this trailers, trailer of new Pokemon Snap, it's looking really good. It's
Oh
Bandai Namco is developing it, and people are like, "What?
yeah.
We just need them to like just make all the Pokemon games now." The Game Freak just is just
Yeah.
not meeting the like they were good
And
on the.
that's saying something
You know,
because Namco has its own problems.
oh, I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
yeah.
they all do, but
At least
I
like the
mean,
potential interactability and just they make them feel more alive instead of just like there's a video comparing them to Sword and Shield, and it's just like
mm,
they're just like monsters that like pop up and walk down or walk around and go away, whereas like in this one it's like they actually seem like creatures, they're actually interacting
yeah,
and stuff.
it's gonna be interesting
I'm
to
looking
get
forward
back
to
into
it.
that.
yeah.
That reminds me. I still have that Blockbuster copy of Pokemon Channel I gotta return.
Wait.
I took it
um,
like that was one I'm like, they're not getting this back. I like this one too much. But
you destroyed their business, man. They
yeah.
needed that
that's
one.
what I did when
Yeah, like that Pokemon Channel
I was
goes
like,
for a
you're not
lot. That was a
returning.
rare game.
Yeah.
That game was hard to that game was really hard to find, but it was that was one of my like favorite Pokemon spin-offs probably is Pokemon Channel because it just had like a lot of like cool side stuff too. But yeah. Anyways, Snap's gonna be fun. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get back into Snap and see how many like cool little gadgets they give you in this one. Like how like what the hell am I gonna just beat the living shit out of Pokemon with this time to make them evolve?
So
Yeah,
apples are
that was
Just
fun.
just
Get
just
it,
revolving
throw
make
around.
them
apples
Magmar.
at their face and like
Yeah, throw Charmeleon into lava to make him evolve into a Charizard.
Yeah, there's some
like
things like you'd explode Electrode, and
yeah.
like
Wasn't there a
there's like some violence stuff.
situation where you
Like
like
the
you
visual
like
Get that good picture.
Oh my gosh!
I
I mean,
remember I
you
remember
gotta do what
like
you gotta do.
gassing them? Was gassing them an option? I thought I remembered something like
There was
that.
I
some
mean, they're the
ball
balls
that like
that gas them.
emitted
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what the hell is this? Are we committing war crimes on Pokemon every in
I mean,
Pokemon Snap?
Hey,
you gotta get
Professor
that
Oak need those pictures.
rating. So yeah, he's gotta get the pictures. Also, you think the Pokédex gets made? It's,
Yeah.
And that's just like that's just our Pokédex entries in every gen going forward. After inducing extreme stress on this Pokemon, it evolves into the next form.
Yes.
But yeah. Do we Jhamar, did you want to talk about the new GTA info?
Sure. There's been some leaks about GTA 6 coming out. And for one thing I saw, I got from Rockstar the whole premise on GTA now is that GT Online was going to be kind of how they conduct business for now on, no more of the single player. But let me see if I can pull up that story.
Yeah, I mean GTA. I mean, it's been so long since GTA 5, and GTA Online's pretty much dominated.
Yeah, they've been making so much money off of GTA Online. Like, when was 5? Like, almost
2012.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Maybe 2013.
I think it was 2013.
Yeah, it was probably. Yeah, it's like no, it was probably 2013. Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
remember,
yeah, they're
like, it
talking
coming out.
about a female protagonist.
Yeah.
What?
Also,
GTA?
Yeah.
I thought this was GTA, not Saints Row.
I miss Saints Row.
Yeah. What was the studio that did Saints Row again?
That's Deep Silver.
Deep Silver, I think.
And yeah.
Volition.
Volition, yeah.
But it changed hands a couple times. Like, I mean, the third and fourth game weren't the same studio that did the first and second games, were they?
No, I think they were actually. I'm pretty sure Volition was still the ones who took control of that.
But like another thing on GTA 6 is the return to Vice City. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, GTA Vice City was super popular back in the PS2 era.
Yeah, I'm aware of Vice City's popularity. Yeah, GTA dominated like the sales in the early OOs.
God, I remember. I think I was like 15 when Vice City came out, and I had to like travel like to different boroughs to find somebody to sell it to me because I wasn't 18.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, my parents didn't want me to play GTA growing up.
My first experience was San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
Still probably one of my favorites.
No, that's a good one. But again, we'll see. This is all rumors.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to see what they could do in Vice City in the future, like a more kind of modern take, like how they did San Andreas 4 or 5. So again, this is all rumor mills. Nothing is confirmed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what is confirmed is some employees are going to get overworked.
Oh, no. If it's going to be a big city and it's going to be always online, like, oh no, that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'll see a lot of articles on that when that gets started. But yeah, and I think that about wraps up our video game talk. Anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
There's some new info on Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury. That looks cool.
Yeah, everyone liked that trailer.
That was a good trailer.
I'm kind of iffy on it.
Bowser seems like an actual like threat villain, like kaiju sort of looking thing compared to like previously. Like, oh, he's gonna marry Peach. Like, oh,
he's out for blood.
But now it's like, yeah, he's.
One thing I saw with that new thing is that it was like it wasn't in an overhead camera like the previous like Mario 3D World originally is. It looked like more of like, you know, the perspective that you play in like Mario Odyssey or Galaxy.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
It definitely seems like a lot of homage to Sunshine in particular, because you have like baby Bowser that's like flying around behind you with like a paintbrush, and so like
Bowser Jr.'s
20-year-old game, you know, he was like Shadow Mario in that game, and he was like painting with that same paintbrush. Yeah,
Sunshine came out 20 years ago.
Was it?
Oh my god!
I want to say maybe
more like 18. More like 19 years ago because it came out in 2002. I think.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
So old. Also, you don't have to beat the base game of Mario 3D World to play Bowser Fury. So,
although whether it's worth the money to get to just for Bowser Fury is a different story.
Yeah, there's no way to tell if it's going to be like a whole
it's got to be attached.
It
wouldn't make sense to make it its own separate game.
Yeah,
well, they did it with Luigi.
Yeah.
So.
And Star Fox Guard. You know, they like to do
Oh
these
yes,
spin-off
yes, I
games.
remember that. Yeah.
Also, I just remembered Razer unveiled their new gamer mask. It's like
We were taking a look
it's
at
like
that.
a gamer smart mask. I saw it on Twitter.
Does it have
And,
RGB?
Yes,
You
it
can
actually
change
does. That's
some
the
sort of
worst
colors
part.
of these like side-looking gas vent things. So I'm expecting everyone, the year 2021, everyone's just gonna be walking around with real cyberpunk.
It has been reported that it manages to filter at least 95% of airborne particles.
Wait, that's not. But what if like the other 5%? What if those are the COVID particles? Wait,
Yeah,
confused.
exactly.
It
And
works
what
25% of the time.
if it stops
All
all
the
the
time.
oxygen coming to your face?
Yeah, that's not enough.
And people just see you passed out at Walmart with RGB lighting, just like the
Flash
guys.
Oh no.
The health of the user is like how it
That's the
glows.
Oh,
That'd be great.
did they say it'll be around $159?
I
think-
didn't see a price, but that sounds about like a Razer price. So,
Will it fit over glasses though? That's the real.
it looks like just a standard. It looks like a standard like ear loop mask, but they have what is it? The filters on the left and right.
Yeah.
So they have like the I don't know the right word for that.
Filters, and
They have
you got
filters.
acrylic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll probably work in glasses.
Might be some speakers in there. I don't know. I really can't tell.
Oh, I'm on the site. So apparently it has voice technology. The
Oh.
thicker ear loops apply less pressure on your ears and can be adjusted for more secure fit, while the mask can be custom made to fit your face. Oh,
No,
they
I
can
can't.
custom
I
make
can't.
it.
I can't. I don't think I could wear that. I don't believe it.
But
It's a little
they have
too
But-
breathing
like
animation too.
It is being advertised as the world's smartest mask. So
I mean, that's not a very high bar.
Yeah,
to
wait.
set, but
Like-
still,
like-
I
like-
definitely think it'll take
Like,
it.
what's a dumb mask? though?
Yes.
The ones that have like holes in it.
Just cloth.
Well,
like,
obviously the ones that
people
will
wearing
point
it on
you
their
if you,
chin or
like,
something.
Yeah.
That's
wear
dumb.
it, obviously, but
all right then. Some other things I wanted to bring up. We've got a couple of anime meetup events going. Well, offline meetup events, in that you're not actually meeting with anyone. You're just talking to them like this. So we have a January
So
anime
sad.
discussion that we talked about last time for K Project. That'll be really fun. I really like that show. They have a great soundtrack. So I liked it though.
blue.
It's like 12 episodes, I think. 12,
Yeah,
13.
yeah. The first season is 12 episodes. Then there was the movie.
Yeah.
Then there's the second season, which I've heard the K fans did not like.
Yeah, I watched the movie. I saw it was kind of going downhill, and I didn't follow up with it. but
Yeah,
the first
it-
season I kind of liked. So,
Lots of blue.
and
I've seen the first couple episodes. I'm kind of questioning the cat.
hey, don't worry about that.
Uh,
Don't worry
yeah.
about that.
All
Nobody talks about
answers
it.
will be brushed on. I won't
see,
say
I see.
explained, but they'll be brushed on.
I see. It reminded me of like the Dead Man Wonderland. It's just like, oh yeah, there's just a naked girl just here as part of the plot. It's very important. Definitely, she needs to be here. It's
Yes,
for the
yes.
plot.
The plot, man. The
Okay.
plot.
And Justin, you're showing another live action movie, yeah?
Yes, we're good. We're doing something that's not anime related for the first time.
Oh.
What is this?
It's the Nice Guys. You guys ever watch The Nice Guys?
No, I
I
haven't.
was once told I was a nice guy.
Well, have you ever watched any of Shane Black's movies?
I have not.
Was he the guy who directed Lethal Weapon? I know he was like I've seen a few of his movies, but like he was always like the guy who I know he directed Iron Man 3 as well.
Yeah.
He's the guy who does all the action films in Christmas before
It's interesting.
Yep, he did the Lethal Weapons, Predator.
Oh, I saw
Yeah, that-
Oh,
Predator.
he did
that-
RoboCop 3. Oh yeah, I know him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going normie for this one because I know some people are getting a little tired of just being exposed to anime stuff. So I'm like, yeah, let's mix this up. Let's remember that anime doesn't define everything about us, just a lot of us, a lot of what we
Right.
are, but not everything.
Is Is this a comedy with Ryan Gosling?
Yes,
And
it is.
Russell Crowe.
Yes, it is one of the funniest movies I've seen in recent years.
I wouldn't peg Ryan Gosling as funny, personally.
Yeah.
Also
but-
Russell
Well,
Crowe.
yeah.
yeah, and Russell Crowe as well.
Yeah, you would think so, but it really is one of the funniest. I introduced this to a friend of mine. We laughed our asses off at that movie. At the movie,
Okay.
it's really.
All right.
Although keep in mind it's very R-rated. There is because a little bit of a mild spoiler, but they go to a sex party in later in the film, like around like the middle act or something.
Okay.
So no kid, do not bring your kids to watch it unless your kids are into that. And if they are, well, that's your own problem.
And this is how we get shut down by the FBI.
Yeah. Yeah, because because unlike anime, live action nudity that actually is
That's
that
not
actually
okay.
is
Yeah,
not
it's a cardinal sin.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. It is. Especially if they're underage. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to think of Ryan Gosling like not being the star from La La Land for some reason. That's the most
I
recent
think of
movie
him from.
movie
I
I've
just
seen
think of
too.
him from the recent Blade Runner. I'm just like,
Oh.
I
Oh,
can
that was
only
him in Blade
expect
Runner.
I can
Well,
only
that was
expect
Blade.
apathy out of him right now. So I
Yeah.
can't imagine him being funny because in that movie he just has the same facial expression
He's
the whole
such a
movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I've usually seen Ryan Gosling in like badass films. I haven't seen him in like any of his dramas.
So no La La Man. You never seen him in The Notebook?
I
He's in
never
the
Oh my gosh, he was
watched
in The
the
Notebook.
entirety of that. I've only seen like
I have
clips.
problems with the plot of The Notebook that are not.
I mean,
really- we don't
everyone
have
does.
time to get
Everyone
into.
does. Everyone does these days. But I've never seen the full movie of The Notebook. I've only seen
My
like
friend, old friend of
Like-
mine was like, "Oh, it's the best movie. It's such a romantic." But then I was like, really looking into it, like, wait, no, it's like the wrong guy that she gets with. But that's
It's
totally-
romantic, Nick.
I mean, romance films. A lot of them do kind of depend on your suspension of disbelief.
Maybe we'll have to watch The Notebook as our next Normie film. But
Oh.
No, I have not. I'm not
recommend
gonna.
it.
I will not recommend The Notebook.
Yeah,
No.
it's
Like I'm still gonna go by my rule that I'm not gonna recommend anything too mainstream. That it's the reason why, even though I kind of wanted to, but I don't think I'm ever gonna do Pixar's Soul. Like, cause like I don't know if
technically animated. But
I mean it is, but it's like
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of people kind of watch that on their own time, even though it's on Disney Plus. If you don't have that, then you can't watch it legally. But I don't know if people would. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you can always put it in the air. You can always put it out there.
Yeah.
We
The
could-
worst thing that
True.
appears now.
yeah, we could have like a vote or something too.
I guess I could ask
Yeah.
that. But I'm gonna alternate. You know, like I'm gonna go back to like an anime film or a Japanese film after the Normie one, obviously. So yeah, so like the Normie thing will only be like at most once a month.
But yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, sounds
Alright.
good.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for our 4th episode. Thanks everybody for joining us, and see you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Yeah, have a good one.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.